Hello everyone, and welcome back to All the Mods 9. We are back, and in the last episode, we're on the latest version of the Modpack, and I don't have my zoom button. I believe it exists, so I apologize for the sudden shift in motion. I would like that to be that, right? And then I can, yeah, okay, it's a little bit different. There's probably some settings we can change, that's fine. I'm sure everything's okay. But in the last episode, we worked a little bit more on our Britannia stuff. We've actually got the pendant on us. Oh. We're getting pushed away a little bit. We've got this pendant that I can equip somewhere. There we go. And that gives us water breathing, which is pretty cool. So we won't drown anymore, which is awesome. On top of that, we expanded our water hydrangeas. I totally remember how to pronounce it. We upgraded those, just sort of expanded that out a bit, added some extra spreaders. And if we hold out our wand, I think we're going pretty well. As you can see, not all the mana spreaders are full, which means we're keeping up with it at least. As for down here, the plants are empty, and these mana spreaders appear to be, somewhat empty as well. So I think we're doing pretty good. Now, there's possibly some ways that we can increase this as well, because we do want a lot of mana if we want to start getting a little bit further into the mod, specifically getting our hands on Terra Steel, which is used in quite a few different things, including sparks, which are quite powerful, and we'll be able to do more of that later on. I do need to change this this zoom config. Let me have a look. If we go into this, let me show you what my attempt would be. We can either go in here and search for zoom, and if we're lucky, we can edit the config. Okay, we're not lucky. Alternatively, sometimes you can go through this create one, and you can actually access the configs of other mods, and I don't know. Still no option. Interesting. So what am I missing here? Because in controls, honestly, the mod just might not have the configurations that I want. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's just telling me all the other keys it's used for. Interesting. Okay. There's no setting for zoom in here. I'll be honest, I might be back and add whatever the other zoom was. Okay, we're back. And I have my quick zoom again, so we're good. Everything's fine. So yeah, well, I don't remember what I was saying, but the focus for this episode, I do want to touch on the bees again. We're going to just make sulfur bees. They're going to be the very high productivity. We're going to set them up and hopefully at least get some motion back into our mechanism setup, because currently it's a little bit stale at the moment. It's not really doing much. Even if we're not getting a lot, as long as we get an idea of how much we're getting, I'll be quite happy with that, to say the least. As for this, I do want to try a few things, because we may be able to make this a lot better or a lot worse depending on a few things. So it was suggested in the comments, Ultrarun suggested that we use leaves, because allegedly, and I guess we'll give it an attempt, leaves may be able to hold in water and not spread it out. Interesting. What that obviously opens the doors for is replacing this with leaves filled with water, and then we can have more plants on the outside, right? And that's every single line there. We'd probably have to shift everything. Honestly, it might be quite annoying, but the point is that it would be doable. Whether we do it for this one or whether we do it in the future, I'm not sure, but we can give it a shot. The one thing I'm not too sure on, and we'll test now, is how this works for infinite water sources. So for example, if I place a water there and a water here, it's not spreading into this other block. And if I place water there and take it out, yeah, it just does not spread into it. Which is obviously part of the point, but it's also part of the problem, I guess. And I'll show you what I mean there as well. Currently, if I take water out of this, it autofills. So what we would have to do is we could still probably pull off the leaves, right? So like leaves, flowers. Oh, you could probably do leaves, flowers, flowers, leaves, flowers, flowers, leaves, flowers. You know what I mean? You could probably do that. I was going to do alternating, but you could probably even do better than that. Yeah, interesting. Okay. But what we'd have to do is we'd have to figure out a way to put water into those leaves. And unless we can think of a really easy way to do that, it may end up just being a lot more effort than it's worth doing. You know what I mean? I'm sort of thinking in my head, maybe like a modular router can do it, but I don't know if they can, place it in leaves a long distance. I don't know. It'd be interesting. We may try that out in the future, but at the moment, I guess we don't need to, because we're sort of moving on for a bit, but we'll see. So let's get the bees started. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to go back underground into our little laboratory here. That does not look like a laboratory. And you know what? We may sort that out this episode as well. Do we have concrete available? We don't. I might invest in white concrete at a different part in this episode. Listen, guys, you might call these false promises. I call them optimistic goals, okay? And I'll concrete this place up. We'll make it look nice, but that could happen. But anyhow, this guy is obviously our breeding system. So this is how we're sort of turning bees into more bees. And we can set this up not too easily, to be honest. What I'm going to have to do is just clear my inventory for the most part. And I'm going to have to take out all of these bees and the dust. I'm going to have to replace these with sulfur bees and flowers. Now, yeah, that's all I've got. I was going to say the smarter thing to do would be to set this up properly and have it be like usable for any type of, bee breeding stuff we're doing. But I don't know. I'm being a bit lazy in this regard. So before we start breeding the bees, we do of course need to make them better because currently they're just normal high productivity. We want these to be very high productivity. They work during the day already. The rest of the stuff I don't think matters. So yeah, we just want to give them that very high productivity. So in here, we may have some. Yes, we do. We have one very high productivity available. The rest of these are normal. We have 44% on another very high. So we are going to need to squish a few more. So let's go ahead and search cages here. So we've got draconic bees. We've honestly got a lot that are very high. We probably can get away with squishing some of them. So I guess we'll do that. Worst case, we just have to order more in the future, right? Not the end of the world. So yeah, I don't know. I'll grab 10. Why not? We'll make sure we've got this guy set up. So we'll have that down. And then I believe I just chuck in my 10 bees here. Turn it on. Make sure our magnet's on. And they will slowly be squished. And we'll obviously get all the squished matter. Nice and easy. Not a problem. A little bit horrific, but it works. Turn that off for the sound. Even just maybe make that look a little nicer. Cool. And now we just centrifuge these guys. So that'll be pretty cool. All of the genes, I'm not sure if we hooked it up automatically. They might be automatically going into our sampler over here. They sure are. We'll turn on our redstone. And we should see everything sort of get fixed up together. It's going to take a little while to mix it all up. The ones we're obviously focusing on are the green ones. So we'll hopefully, I don't know. Looks like it's almost done. Is it done? I reckon it is. We'll turn it off just to sort of save us from messing around. And we have 4 very high gene samples. Now, we do have 4 sulfur bees, meaning if I wanted to, I could also transform these guys as well. You know what I mean? I think we'll just do 2. Save some high productivity ones. Saves us doing this again in the future. Oh, so we'll put 2 of those back. So that should be fine. Let's go back for the cages. Grab 2 of those. And let's also, I almost forgot, we need to set up the honey treats. So we do have about 40 of those, which is cool. Chuck those there. Chuck these here. 1, 2. Oh, 1, 2, that works. All right, so you get placed, you get placed, you get placed. Cool. So this guy's now very high productivity. Awesome. And we're going to be upgrading this next one. You, and you. Awesome. We have 2 very high productivity sulfur bees. And so they will begin their journey here, like so, and they'll turn into a sulfur bee. Cool. Yeah. All right, so to get these guys working, I believe it's just flowers, which I think we're actually using roses for this. That probably makes a little bit more sense. Let's first make sure that works. So I'll place 2 in here. Yep, looks like they're going to start breeding. Awesome. We'll get a cage. I'm going to do some manually, I think, just to sort of like get us started, which is a little bit unintuitive, but you know what? We will. But one of them is a child bee, so I'd have to upgrade it here, which doesn't take too long, I guess. All right, cool. So we've got 1 child sulfur bee that was just created. So this guy's going to be added into here. And that should allow it to obviously get spread out and leveled up. And these 2 are normal high productivities. And so let's just go ahead and we'll just increase our production. Why not? It's going to make things a little bit faster today. And that does seem worth it for me. So we'll grab both of these. They don't stack, of course. Sure, whatever. What do I need? I need cages. I need 2 more cages. Cool. So you turn into you and you get bottled. Awesome. And then you turn into you and get bottled. Cool. It's not a bottle, but you get the idea. Sweet. Awesome. So I'll do, yeah. We'll get a few more, and then we'll slowly start. But basically, I need enough to fill this up before we sort of attempt to automate it. Or at least, I don't know. I'm probably going to do a lot of this off camera, just sort of going back and forth. That guy's fine. This guy's fine. They're fine. Alright. I have officially filled this up. All of these have sulfur bees in them, as you can see by the top of the screen, and they're all working quite nicely, might I say. These guys are going to start filling up with more and more in them. Obviously, one typically has less than the other. If we look at our draconic, we can see that. We've got 96 of one type, 63 of another, and then 20. The difference here is the health, for whatever reason. Don't really know how it works that way, but some of them, I guess, spawn with a little less health. Sure. And I imagine sulfur is going to be the same in that regard as well. Cool. But every single other sulfur bee we're getting now is purely a bonus sulfur bee. If we want to actually hook it up with our crafting, which I kind of do, what are we going to need here? It's 10 and then 20, I believe. So essentially we're going to go in here. I'm going to, yeah, interesting. Okay. I guess, you know what? I might just borrow the bee one that we have and just switch it around. You know what I mean? Just change the bee that's in there, just so I know what I'm looking at. So I've just got it making just one adult bee. So I'm going to change this to be making one adult sulfur bee. And yeah, that's just how we'll do it. I mean, I guess I should change this to be 10. That's going to be a little bit more, that's going to make a lot more sense when we're actually using it. You know what I mean? But we can chuck those in there and that should work. What I'll have to do in order to make sure that it works perfectly is obviously grab some more rose bushes. That's going to hopefully make some more rose bushes. Oh. Now it should make some more rose bushes. I don't really know what happened there, but I don't know. Should be working now. That's very weird. I'm going to have to fix all of this. So in other words, every single one of these is going to have 63 in them, I believe. So yeah, because obviously 2 go in, and that's what should make the, yeah. I know I'm not really making too much sense, but I don't know, just take my word on it. Each recipe will put in 2 rose bushes, so 1 in here, then 1 in here. It consumes 1 of each, puts that back to 63, right? Makes sense. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing, apparently. Cool, 63 is in all of those. They do have a bunch of bee cages. I should probably just leave 1 in each of these so they can finish the current one they're working on. And then we'll order some, and that just gives us a little bit more control over how many we're actually getting from this entire setup. The ones that obviously aren't doing anything, we don't need to place any bee cages in. It's more just so they can finish that last one they're working on. But the rest of those can remain empty, and we should now be good to go. If I want to, I could probably wait for these guys to finish, as in like this guy and whatnot, just so that we've got a bit more of an even rollout, I guess. And we're still, these guys are, you know, mowing through some bees at the moment, so plenty of, everything's fine, is the takeaway from this. I'll just wait patiently for this guy to finish, and then we will order some more bees, and all will be happy. In regards to the bees we have, we can go set them up. So I think we are, oh, we'll lag as we make our way over here. I think we will set them up in this new area. Now, it was pointed out a few episodes ago by someone. I apologize that I don't have your name. I might look it up in a second. But we didn't actually have this claimed, which means we weren't really getting any benefits from it. Now, hopefully we should. Now it should be running 24/7. Lots of missed opportunity there, which is unfortunate. But yeah, so we've got Draconic Corner there. We've got Normal Bee there. I think the rest of these are pretty much empty. So I guess one of these will be Sulfur. Now, the Sulfur Bees themselves, I don't actually know what they require in order to create the pollen. They require coal. Cool. Coal ore specifically, which I don't really know if we have. So this could get interesting. Coal. Oh, we do. Oh, wow. Problem solved. Wow. I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, I guess we've got it. Cool. So what I'll be doing is in each of these, I think I'll be filling it up. We'll try just normally. We'll see how that goes. It's just for whatever reason, one time we had combs go into one of these feeding slabs, And it's thrown me off ever since, but like, it doesn't happen to those ones, the draconic ones, so I don't really know what the deal is, but I don't know. We'll give it a shot. Alright, let's get started. So, we've got sulfur bees here. I'm going to order, I don't know, 30 more. Why not? That'll give them something to do. So, that'll happen. It's using sunflowers, I think. Not sure why, but once again, it's as long as they... Actually, no, the sunflowers won't work. Oh, God. Yeah, it's all broken. Okay, I'll have to... Because we have rose bushes in there. Really? Why is it sulfur? Wait, this isn't even the recipe I was trying to do. I wanted to do this recipe. Okay, well, I don't know what's happening with the sulfur then. Hold on, I need to go back in. We need to make sure that I didn't just... What have I just done? There shouldn't be any... This should be fine. Yeah, this looks perfectly fine. It's a little bit messy. Yeah, it is a bit messy. I've probably got to hook this guy up to, do one at a time. Anyway, as for the sulfur, I don't know where that's happening. Was this it? Output bee cage? I think this was it. Let's have a look. What bee cage was this? A sulfur. Okay, yeah. So we don't need this one. Cool. We can clear that. Or I guess I can just manually clear that. Cool. All right, sweet. Nice. Everything's good. I mean, I'll have to hook this guy up to run one recipe at a time, because as you can see, like, this guy's going to drop down to like 61 and this will be 0, and then that's not going to work when we order something again in the future, but whatever. We'll cross that bridge a little later. In the meantime, we'll grab our sulfur bees out and we shall begin. Now, these guys don't have any upgrades as well, which makes it a little bit awkward. Arguably a bit awkward. So we'll probably have to grab stuff out. In terms of the upgrades, we have a lot of draconic combs. We have a lot of just normal honeycombs, so a decent amount. I should be able to order the good upgrades. For example, how many do we have? We've got 5 at the moment. So can I get 5 of these? It will say no, but that's because we've only got enough stored at a time in terms of the dust to order 2 at a time. So what I mean by that is once I order 2 of those, if we go to draconic dust, we're going to start getting more because the production for the dust starts back up. I don't think it takes too long, but we can change that now that we've got a lot more combs to store a lot more dust. And I might do that. So that's all happening off in this direction, so I can show you what I mean. Currently, we're keeping enough for 2. So let's go ahead and maybe times this by 5. And we'll just keep enough to make 10 at a time. So we'll do that times 5. So we should, if we want this to work, have about that much in the system at once of the dust. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that we can make enough of that. I imagine we can, but once again, time will tell. Alright, cool. So, we should at least have some, which is awesome. Yep, we've got 2. Wonderful. So we can chuck one in there, chuck in the sulfur bees, and it's begun. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, so these cover simulators and block upgrades, which means the rest of these upgrades, in theory, can just be these guys. So let's go ahead and get, what, 6 for now, just to keep these guys running. Sure. But yeah, so this is going to be my life for a little while, is just chucking this stuff in here. Hopefully soon we'll see some sulfur combs showing up. We can sort of weigh our odds on how much sulfur we're going to be getting from it. I'll aim to do this one triangle, but it is going to, I mean, it's going to take a while, especially just in terms of making the dust. Because although we have a nice setup, it does take a little while. It genuinely does. It also looks like we're missing some stuff. Yeah. Some stuff that we need to make nether stars. Ha. It's never easy, is it? It's never just, oh yeah, problem solved. So, combiner is there. Our dissolvers are here. There is a crafter underneath that is not making the stuff that I want. So, and there's no pattern grid? How's there no pattern grid? Who set this area up? It wasn't me. I was just clearly. I don't even, what's even happening? Pattern grid. And then these are our patterns. Okay, cool. Sure. Whatever. All right, cool. So I'm going to place you here, pattern grid. Awesome. Wonderful. And we need the, this stuff. Let's go ahead and two-way it. So we need this, right? So I'm going to get the recipe for it, which is dissolving one of these things. Chorus, I think it's shulker shells. Shulker shells we were dissolving because that gives us 8. And specifically we're saying, I think just this recipe I'm happy with. Say that it gives you 8. And then chuck that in here. And then I can order some. Cool. How much shulker shell do we have? We ran this guy for a little while. We don't have much. Okay, cool. We do have a spawner for it. Oh, over here. That takes a big chunk out of my health. As for this guy... Because that picks it up. That kills it. That's awesome. Under here, we have this guy. He doesn't have any essence in him. In order for him to get essence, I need to head on under here and hook that up, I believe. So hooking that up consists of... What does it consist of? I actually don't know. You know what? I reckon it has the wrong liquid in it. That's going to be my guess on what the problem is over here. So if I can fall down somehow, what I might be able to do... you know what? Let's just grab our... let's grab our shrinking device. This is painful for everyone involved. Cool. Okay. So we can come through here. Sort of. Awesome. Are you guys dizzy yet? Alright, we've got this guy here. He has some essence in him. Let's go ahead and get a tank. What mod's this from? Industrial 4 going? I don't think we have any Industrial 4 going tanks lying around. Can I take stuff out using this tank? No, not hovering with a tank. Let's go at Industrial. Let's search tank. Common black hole tank. Let's see if we can order one of these guys. We'll need an iron gear. That's easy enough. Boom, common black hole tank. Can I take that stuff out? Can't fill or drain from item. Wonderful, that's just brilliant, isn't it? Really? Okay. Interesting. Let's try one of these. I know it's from a different mod, but maybe? Nope, cool. Alright, well what we'll do instead is I'll take out this. We'll break this. That would have been item collected, so we'll grab the mob duplicator out again. We'll also grab a power source, because I imagine that got picked up too. That can go down again. It can receive some power. Still doesn't have any liquid, which is interesting. Let's consult where the liquid's coming from. Let's check this out. So that's hooked up there. And that's going into these guys. This guy's full of liquid. Over here we have a mob duplicator there. That's not doing anything. Got an enchantment applicator. Oh, you know what? It's all going into here. And this is closer than that is. I believe that's what's happening. So... Interesting. Alright, I know what to do then. We are going to... retrieve all the levels. Break this. Make a little bit of a mess. We're going to place it right here. We're going to hook this guy up to do the furthest first. Awesome. And that should work. So he'll fill up this first, is what that means. Which we should hopefully see once we turn our mob spawning back on. So let's turn on spawn central. That should get some mobs flowing in. Yep, cool. That should hopefully get some essence flowing into this guy. Yep, awesome. And everything else will fill up first. If we want to disconnect the mob duplicator just by not allowing it to have fluid, we can do that by disconnecting the pipe over here. And everything will still work. It should be nice and expandable. We've got a bit of a problem though. Not sure why I'm picking that stuff up, but we are. Why was I picking that up? I don't know, but it's okay. Or at least we're gonna pretend it's okay. Oh, you know what as well? The mod that was doing the particle culling, I'm pretty sure that got removed recently as well, which means I think that's why I'm getting such a hit over here in terms of frame rate. At least a little bit more than usual. Alright, so Shulker, we're now getting more of? Cool, awesome. He's got looting? Yeah, wonderful. Alright, I'm happy with that. We'll jump back up here. So we should now be good to order more Omega upgrades, because it will be able to craft the stuff. Cool. It might take a little while to process in here, but I guess it'll do it. In terms of nether stars, maybe we should have something maintaining them in the system so that we're not waiting for them as we are right now. As silly as it sounds, I kind of want to keep like 1,000 of them up at once. Maybe 500 is a little nicer of an amount. Why not? We'll cross that issue when it shows up, I guess. All right. In that case, Let's go productivity upgrades. Honestly, yeah. I might just end up doing simulator upgrades in most of these and then upgrade them later. It's, oh god, the traveling, man. Okay, we'll lower our jetpack again. Alright, cool. So, simulator upgrades. We have none. Let's go ahead and order 20 of them. Alright, so I'll put simulators in all of these. What we'll also do now is, although we are going to be getting the Omega upgrades once we can afford them sort of thing, the rest of the ingredients are taking a little bit of time, we can at least put the Gamma ones in. Oh, wait, no, these function as simulators. I thought these did blocks. Yeah, okay, that's a bit dumb. Oh, well. Well, we can probably make these a little bit easier, though, even still. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're still waiting on... Oh, these guys need nether stars. Okay, yeah. All right, well, whatever. We'll work with what we've got. How about that? All right, so currently we're waiting on something over here. And I think it is just like, these are pretty slow in terms of how they work. We can place a lot more though. I think we've got dissolvers themselves automated, so we can order like, what do we have? I think we've only got 4. Let's just get... we've got 2 there as well, so that's what, 6. Let's get 14 more, and we'll just have 20 stacked up. My concern with these is they were a little bit performance demanding, but I guess I am in single player, so we'll pretend that it's okay. So I'll just build these up. Oh god. I mean, this is a eyesore now, isn't it? Yeah, just a little bit, just a tad bit. Now, obviously we can get nether stars a completely different way and probably way easier, but we've already got this hooked up, okay? So we're just gonna have to live with it. In fact, you know what? We did have the Wither Killer. There. I wonder what happened to that system. Very interesting. What is the problem with this? Oh, I think it just needs to be, like, started again. It looks like it's had a bit of a fault, if you will. Okay. Let's magnet on. Let's break this, shall we? Alright, sweet. Well, I mean, that's probably a better way to do it, right? I mean, alright. So if we look in here, currently, we've ordered 3. I think unintentionally, I think this is part of our 500 that we're attempting to maintain. This guy requires 8, which we should have easily. Yeah, as you can see, this guy's pretty much done. Cool. Alright. Well, yeah, I mean, that should just solve our problem. Now, he does have... Hold on. What's this guy doing? Oh, hold on. Yeah, I was a bit too close. Oh, why are you... Hold on, that guy shouldn't... Can he not look at me? Yeah, okay. Okay, I don't know what happened with that guy. He was very... He didn't want to go. But yeah, I mean, that should work. It looks like it's working. I think that was set up, that detector detects soul sand levels. Otherwise, I think you should run 24/7. And I think as well, bear with me, if we... Now hiding with the boss bars. Are you? Because I would argue you're not, but... Now hiding with the boss bars. So that was a lie. What's up with that? Alright, whatever. Sure. Okay, cool. Productivity. Wonderful. We're back. We're good. We're chugging away trying to get over here. Cool. Okay, so I think... Nope, not you. I think, yeah, we can start doing something like this and replacing both of those with another productivity. Alright, cool. Cool. Excellent. Wonderful. Alright, well, yeah. I'm going to fill these guys up. We've got combs coming in now. We'll have to look at processing them quite soon and seeing how much that actually gets us. Because honestly, you guys are saying that I'm going to get a ridiculous amount out of this. But I guess I'll see it when I believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll see it when I believe it. Yeah. Alright, so we've got combs. Cool. What now? Well, they turn into normal combs, so unless we're putting them in the centrifuge, it looks like we'd have to process them separately. And it looks like we have to process them in a centrifuge anyway. We're going to get sulfur dust, seemingly guaranteed. So the real question is, what was the comb percentage? The comb percentage is 40%. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, I mean, this should be pretty simple. Why are the boss bars not disappearing? I mean, what's going on? And the particles are killing me. So now it's showing with the boss bars, right? You can see down here. Now it should be hiding them. It is simply doing neither. Now hiding with the boss bars. Okay, well, is there any other with a boss bar hider? Just this thing, right? Yeah. Okay, well, that's actually painful. How many stars do we have? Okay, I might just turn this off. Can we do that? Emit a signal when below. That should turn it off for now. Okay, sweet. Alright, so where were we? Now that we can sort of think a little bit more. We can head into here, and we are going to want to place the combs in here. And I think it's that simple. They'll go in here, they'll get processed, and hopefully we'll get some sulfur. I think we're getting sulfur from this. So if we look at sulfur, kind of looks like we're not, doesn't it? Can we go ahead and not put that in there then? Let's go ahead and do that. What's going on here? So that's not getting us any sulfur. Or at least it's not... You know what? It is possible, I will say, that it's just going directly into the system under here. You know what I mean? And that may be good, right? It might just be instantly using it. Is that what we think could be happening? Do we feel like there was a little bit more that was put into the system? It's kind of hard to tell, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, I don't really know. The particles, I'm going to have to put back whatever was getting rid of particles, because that is ridiculous. We can try... It's just churning away at my stuff. Let's slow that down. I mean, that kind of helps, but you still see the particles. Alright, so yeah. Let's have a look. If I turn these into combs, do we see the sulfur? I mean, it's showing up in the second spot, right? Which insinuates that there's something in the first spot. Let's go ahead and turn this to a whitelist. Okay, well that didn't help. Whitelist calamari. Nope, he's still just... What's happening? Importer, whitelist... Oh, fluids. Items. What? What? Fluids, blacklist. Okay. What's taking the items out of this? Huh? What is actually... What's pulling the items out of this thing? Because this guy's set up to pull out fluids. Oh, it's the one on top. I've confused myself. Okay, cool. Let's set that to whitelist. Okay, we are getting sulfur. It must just be getting used instantly. Cool. All right, that means I think we can go back to putting the blocks in here. Let me just double check. Yeah, and it looks like we are getting, 4 times the amount. Awesome. Cool. Wonderful. Now, in terms of our sulfur production, we can sort of watch here and see if we are processing more than we're making. I think we are. But once again, our system isn't... Oh, actually, no, we're definitely not. That just went up to 860. Okay. Well, we're trying. I mean, this guy's easily expandable because it's just one block as opposed to, like, the mixing bowls and whatnot. But that is good to note. So, what's our problem then? Because I think I looked and it said we have sulfuric acid, didn't it? Like, in one of these connections. So, yeah, these guys are turning on. They're getting sulfur. Cool. Cool. Are they all on? Like, is this end one on as well? Yeah, they're not on consistently, but they are all pretty much. So over here, we've got sulfuric acid. We have enough. As in, these machines are full of sulfuric acid. Which means... Okay, I see the problem a little bit. Yeah, this guy's full of iron... Clean iron slurry. Okay. And this guy has clean iron slurry. So what's going on? Why is it not extracting it? Oh, because somehow there's copper in... Oh, yeah, there's copper in here because this should have been split up better. What's going on? I mean, this shouldn't have happened at all. Raw gold, raw copper. This should all be perfect. Okay. That's a bit annoying. This is... Oh my... This is going to be horrible. I hope you guys are prepared for just how absolutely atrocious this is about to be. what I might try to do real quick is disconnect that. So there's still copper in here, but that's going to just help us for what is about to happen. So I can take that out. I can place that in here. We're just going to have to sort of do this. Take that out. Place that in here. Because otherwise they'd start filling up with iron the second that these pipes get cleared. And then it's just going to be messy again. We're just going to have to manually solve this. And then we'll have to, I don't know, guess as to why it broke. Because it definitely shouldn't have. We've got them set up where the perfect amount is meant to go in here. What I'm thinking is that there was some blocks of raw iron at the back of the chest. And then some copper snuck in at the front. That's what I'm thinking. That makes perfect sense. So yeah, we're going to have to either fix that or just be more careful about it. But probably going to have to fix it, to be honest. Alright, cool. So these are all full. That's awesome. As you can see up here, they are processing pretty quickly, even though obviously when you look at them, there's not much progress happening. But yeah, I mean, it's happening. Look, this part feels slow, but we just need to wait until the system is running properly before we can determine if it is slow. And by that I mean, like we might not have enough sulfuric acid production to even keep up to the point where it just doesn't matter. You know what I mean? With that being said, this guy's full. And then this guy has 8,000 buckets. And then even this guy's full. Or, you know, half full. Cool. But yeah, on the bright side though, we genuinely are getting more sulfuric acid in the system. We can see the rate at which we're getting it. Not crazy at the moment. But once again, I think we are not processing it. Oh, no, we are. We're down to 600. It was at 800 before, so... yeah, we are going to need to get quite a bit more sulfur coming in here. This guy's almost done. I mean, we've got to expand this. That's pretty obvious at this point. This is holding us back quite a bit. Well, we may as well begin, since we don't really have anything else to do at the moment. In order to build this as well, we do have nothing underneath. Cool. That makes my job quite easy. How's that working? Power there, cable there, import there. Awesome. So what we can do... I'm just debating whether I wanted to dig a 3x3 into the ground. You know what I mean? And then that way I don't have to... I mean, this is purely visually... like, that's all that's there for. Whatever. Let's just do it like this. So, how many do we want? Well, great question. Currently we have 20, I believe. Or do we have 10? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 11, 12. Why do we have 12? 1, 2, 3. You know what? Let's just grab the tape measure because I want to make sure I'm doing this right. So, hold on. So, we currently have 12. Alright, so I need 8 to take this to 20. I need 28 to take this to 40. 28 to take this to 40. What do I need to take it to a stack? I just need 52. Yeah. Let's do 52. 52 more chemical dissolution chambers will make it so we're processing a stack at a time. Eh? Dissolution chamber. I need 52, I believe. We will start that order. It might take it a while, or it might be quick. I do not know, but it has been ordered. This guy, we're just going to cancel that. These guys are processing. This guy should be done pretty soon, I'd imagine. The iron should be processing. What else do we have? This stuff's probably never going to happen. I'll just cancel it. That's fine. Cancel that as well. Whatever. We can cancel that too. That's fine. Yeah, cool. I mean, we can see it processing. Nice. All right, cool. So the copper's done over here as well. That means we can go ahead and switch back to this and set this guy to extract. Cool. Iron's now processing. Wonderful. Our dissolution chambers, we've got one. The rest are still on their way. I suppose in the meantime, I can actually hook up all the cabling if that actually is something we want to do here, which I still am debating whether I care about having them go into the ground, but whatever. We've done it so far. You know what I mean? We may as well. So, cables. Oh, nope, not cables. The dank has the cables. Excellent. Alright, so I've got a stack of cables here. and I should place them until I have 12 left, because then that should be the full stack's worth. Cool. So this is where we're aiming for. We're trying to get this far down with everything. That also increases the storage of the cables massively. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll see it probably more so with the pressurized tubes, because as we can see here, they can currently store that much. And if I add one, it increases the storage by 1,000 buckets, which is pretty good. So we can, yeah, go ahead and chuck those down. And before you know it, they're not even half full. Cool. And yeah, we're gonna need a lot more cables as well. To be honest with the cables, I think once they're at this wall, maybe I'll pretend that they're like I don't think this part back here needs to look pretty. You know what I mean? So we can leave these cables there if we want, but we'll probably just have importers, which reminds me, let's make sure that we've got enough of these, which should actually just be that. That should be 52, which is awesome. I put some speed upgrades in our osmium injector, which means the dissolution thing's crafted a lot faster. They don't stack. Ha 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 ha. That's wonderful. That's what everyone loves to see. So yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. That's really good. All right, now placing these is actually a little bit silly, because now they're going to fill up with... Oh no, they're not, because they're not configured. Beautiful. Phew. That was going to be a lot more annoying than I'd hoped. And thankfully, now it looks like it is not that annoying. Cool. Alright. I mean, they still don't auto go into my hand, and for whatever reason, I have to stand on the pipes. I guess I could shrink if I wanted to, but... Yeah, cool. And boom. Perfect. Cool. So they're all there. Wonderful. As for the rest of our stuff and things, this guy has our pressurized tubes, so we'll grab those out. If we go ahead and chuck these back, I should be able to grab our building gadget. This will come in handy very, very soon. So we'll select you, fly all the way back here, and can we look down there? Cool. That should work. Yep, they're all getting placed. They look as though they function, I guess. That can go there. I think it actually uses them from the tank as well. That's what it felt like it was doing, right? Because I still had a full stack there. Cool. All right, so the pressurized tubes are in. Wonderful. Next are the importers. These I may be able to get away with building gadgeting as well. The only thing is, how do you link this to a thing? Or can you? I know it's said somewhere. I think it's when you copy and paste stuff, though. I think that's how they do it. Bind inventory. I'm going to attempt to bind our refined storage inventory, and we'll see how this goes. Now, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. We'll see how this goes. So I'm going to try to bind the controller. So, bind inventory, and then I'm going to shift right click on this. Bind failed, invalid block. Yeah. So I think it needs to be an inventory that actually shows the items, and I don't know if refined storage has that. For example, if I hover over here, we see the discs. If I hover over here, we see nothing. If I hover over this, we can see the actual block. So I could bind this. Let me know if there's a refined storage block that that does that lists every item that is within the storage system. Because there are a few that do that. I know that occultism does that. I think there may even be one for refined for applied energistics called like an access point. I think, oh no, well that's the wireless access point. I swear there's an access thing that you can get. Maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe you just attach it to the terminal. And that somehow does it. But yeah, I'm just not too sure on what we do here. Because, yeah, nothing in there, nothing there. I mean, I could try. We could try attaching it to the crafting monitor. Invalid block. Yeah. So I think we just have to keep pulling stuff out manually. So importers. Grab out 52. Cool. Looks like it'll work. Let's do it bit by bit, I guess. There we go. There we go. And finally, da-da-da, da-da-da-da. There we go. Cool. They're all hooked up. All that's left now is the configuration card. And now I am tempted to leave this process. And the reason why I'm tempted to do that is because I've designed it so that the perfect amount of slurry goes through the perfect amount of machines so that we don't have any left over. If we do it in such a way that there's stuff left over, I'm going to have to go through 64 blocks to solve that problem. You know what I mean? And I mean, that's an exhausting problem. What I can do is I could disconnect... No, probably can't do that. I reckon I just time in a bottle one of these guys. He speeds up like crazy. He starts churning through the stuff. And then worst case, I have only 12 machines to go through to fix it. That makes sense in my eyes. So if I time in a bottle this guy up a little bit more, a little bit more. I'm sort of watching the fluid rate at which it can go in and the power as well, but it looks like it's good. What's that at the moment? Does it even say somewhere? 64 we're at. So he's going 64 times as fast. 128 times as fast now. I don't even know if he is. You know what I mean? Like, I assume he is. And 256. So he's now going ridiculously fast. We should hopefully see this absolutely plummeting down, which we are. But probably not enough for me to justify it. Like, it'll probably do 1,000 buckets if we're lucky. I reckon I just hook up all the machines. To hook them up, obviously we've put everything there. We just grab our configuration card from Mechanism. We're going to shift right click on one of these, and then all I have to do is right click and it will apply. So for example, I right click there. Chemical crystallizers I need. Chemical crystallizers. Yeah, okay. Let's pick up these. Luckily picking them up's pretty easy, hey? Credit where credit's due. There we go. Cool. Let's go chemical crystallizer, which is this one here, and get 52 of those. God, that's a bit embarrassing, but look, it's fine. Let me show you how fast it will craft this time as well, because I put speed upgrades in that other thing. It should be a lot faster, because it was waiting for ages for the I think for the refined obsidian, to be honest. It was like that piece that was just taking so long, and I mean it's just mowing through that stuff now. Shouldn't take long at all. Alright, so I guess I lied because this is taking forever. I've been sitting there for ages. I mean, it's processing, but it's like, ugh. Apparently more expensive than the last thing we did. That also explains why nothing was going in. I thought it was a bit weird, but I thought I just got lucky, but oh well. Yeah. Alright, we've got one crystallizer, okay. It's something, I guess. In terms of the upgrades as well, it completely, like, I didn't realize what we were looking at, but they go in full stacks now. That never used to be a thing, so that's awesome. We can upgrade these machines so much quicker than before. So yeah, that's awesome. Alright, I do need to see what's happening over here because it is awfully slow. I mean, it's just the way of the world, isn't it? It's just how it is. One recipe's going in at a time, which is fine. It's got enough upgrades. It's just we need more than one, but more than one gets so messy. I would almost need them to go from one to the other, which I think I could do. Because once again, I think these go in order, maybe? Maybe I could have that happen. Or I could split them up in rest. I don't know. It's a lot of work for something that I just needed to finish this recipe. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's fine. I could also just put more in. That way there's like little downtime. Alright, it's done. Cool. Let's go ahead and just teleport down there. Boom, mechanism big time. Alright, awesome. Let's begin. Now, once again, the cleanup for this might be ridiculous, but that's okay. So we'll chuck these down, they'll begin. They'll be going quite slow, which I guess, I don't know if that's even a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest, but they'll be doing it. They'll be doing it. Alright, so they're all full. They've begun. Cool. I'm going to get the upgrades. Now, the first thing we're going to want are energy upgrades. I have a feeling as though we're going to need a lot more, so I'll just preemptively order a bunch of it. And yeah, yeah. I'm just going to do this. It's not as fast as I could be going, but it sort of guarantees that everything will receive the upgrades. Are these even... No, I'm putting speed upgrades in. Okay, that's kind of a problem. That's going to be using a lot of power. I don't really know how that happened, but I guess it did. Okay. Oh my god, to make the gold, it's attempting to process gold in our system. But obviously we're trying to get through all this. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be painful. I'm just gonna... Oh god, it needs gold dust, doesn't it? That's so annoying. Okay. I think what I need to do is just chuck this in here with some ore hammers. So I might just craft like 10 of these. Because although I could do the... I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to autofill it, whereas this one I can get a lot more out of it. We'll just have to manually boost this guy along a little bit. Alright, well, this is working pretty well. I had to make a bunch of osmium dust as well. So we'll have to make sure that we add osmium to the system once it's fully up and running. But even right now, like, most of these machines are running at full force, and this is the rate at which we're getting stuff. I get that there's a big backlog. We'll have to obviously see how it runs normally once this thing's fully processed. And, oh, honestly, some of these are probably full of crystals because they haven't been configured. But, I guess that's okay. I'll try to finish this speed part first before we go and try to configure them all. Alright, cool. I think we're done, because I think we already did a bunch of those ones of speed. So now, we just need to configure them. Easy peasy. Configurator. Beautiful. Let's select that again. And I am just going to run like this. Because I know that... hold on. Yeah, okay. Because some of these have crystals. The ones that have crystals... ideally, when I configure them, should no longer have crystals. And yet, as you can see, it does. Why is that? Side config. The back is output for items. I mean, that's it. It should put them in. Oh, is our storage full? No, but then these guys wouldn't be putting them anywhere. Now, to be fair, these are the ones that we auto-placed. So perhaps they're sort of not there properly, if that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Has that rebooted all? I think that's rebooted all of them. No, it hasn't. Okay. That's a bit of a problem. That's okay. I'm gonna go through here. No, actually, maybe it has, because to be fair, I haven't configured that stuff yet. So, for example, yeah, when I right-click these ones, they empty. Oh, and we can actually see if they're working, because obviously they'll have particles on them. So I can actually sort of just walk through here for the most part, and that should work. Cool. Alright, I'm pretty confident that we've gotten everything. At least everything so far that I've seen. Cool. So that should be a full stack worth of chemical crystallizers. All running full force, full speed. This is the rate at which they are doing so. Cool. Now, all of this is going into these guys. As you can see, they're a bit overloaded at the moment. That's fine. The rest of them are just getting stored in our system. Everything else is going through here. And they're sort of coming through at a pretty steady rate that we're not too concerned about. Same with these guys over here. Cool. So yeah, currently, this guy's overloaded. This guy's still overloaded. And obviously we haven't ordered anything else. There should be copper waiting, and I think even like gold. Yeah, there's some gold waiting as well for its turn, so we'll see how that goes. I think we'll run into a few issues here. But that's okay. Because it's about to split... let's grab the calculator out here. It's about to split 48,000 millibuckets into 64 machines. Yeah, that's going to leave some stuff, which is a problem. Oh, God. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'll just have to fix it. It's the sad reality. I mean, unless I order or I make just enough. Hold on. Let's grab raw copper. Raw copper. Let's order some blocks. What do I need to do here? We've got some time to think. So we've got 48,000 millibuckets, right? And how much does a raw copper give us? Oh, I don't even remember. You know what? Let's have a look. We've got 48,000. I'm going to place a copper in the system. And we're going to go from 48,000 up to 54. Interesting. And if I place another one, does this just go up to a stack? Let's have a look. Oh, no, it won't. Okay. Okay, cool. Let's turn this back into copper. So it's... I mean, hold on. What's 60,000 divided by 64? Oh, that's a horrible number. Let's put one of these in there. No, he doesn't process 1. What does he process? He processes 3. And that gives him a horrific number. It's somehow even worse. 64,000. Okay. I don't know how it happened, but we are sitting at 64,000, which is perfect. Wait, no, it's not 64. Yeah, it's gonna be 1,000 in each, right? That's perfect. Cool. Next up is what? The gold. The gold's sitting at 48 as well. So the gold is going to need some raw gold blocks, which we've got. Based off what we saw before, it's gonna need 2, and then like I think actually it just needs 3, but what's that? Actually no, it's 2 and then it needs 6 of the actual raw gold, right? That should be at 60, and then we place in 6, and then that should be 64, right? Eh? Pretty good, pretty good. So far, so good. All right, let's take these recipes out and fix them. They should be pretty simple to fix, I'd imagine, because essentially, no, I don't really know. What are we doing here? Do I dare do like a full stack at once? I don't know. All right, I think I figured it out. We're going to need to do 32 blocks. Which is going to get a bit messy because, you know what, let's divide this. So I'm going to put that into 2, which puts that there. I'm going to put that into 1, which puts that as 30. So that's essentially what it is. We worked it out that 1 block of raw copper gives you 30 copper dust, right? That's how it works. So I'm going to want to do 32 of this, which we can do. Oh, sorry, I'm clicking all the wrong buttons. 32. And then we're going to times 30 by 32. And we end up with 960. So that's what we're going to be getting. Now, I can't do 960, so we're going to have to divide that by 64, which means I'm going to have to put 15 stacks of 64 in this grid for each of these things. That's what I've worked it out to be. Now, yeah. Why is that? If I do 16 times... No. Yeah, 16 times 6, we end up with 96 liquid. 96,000 millibucks. If I divide that by 64, it doesn't end out right. But what if I do that? Hold on. You know what? No, it does have to be this way. Because if we have the 32 times 6,000 millibuckets, because you get 6,000 millibuckets per block, we end up with 192,000 millibuckets. If we divide that by the 64, the 64 that we have, we end up with 3,000, whatchamacallums. 3,000 millibuckets. So that makes sense. I just need to now put in, what was it? Oh, I don't even remember. It was 30 times 32, yeah? 960. And then I divide that, I think it's 15 stacks I gotta do, yeah. 15 stacks of copper dust. So what I should be able to do, oh, cool, yeah, I can just do that. Oh, yeah, that works a lot easier. Does the scroll function work now? It does, cool. So that's 9 that we have. I'm going to do 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Which is ridiculous, but that should work. Now, it says 120 times. Oh, no, I've updated it. There we go. 960 copper dust. And so I've just now got to do that for each of these. So this guy is going to go up to 32. Bravo. Let's grab out the iron dust. Hopefully as a stack. We don't have that. Cool. I kind of need it. You know what I mean? So we don't have... Is this... Okay. Interesting. The dirty iron dust gets cleaned, and I'm guessing that's instantly being smelted is our current predicament, right? Yeah. So if I were to cancel this, it would still process everything, but would actually have the stuff. Cool. So I grab out a stack. Let's do that. So once again, that is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Update it, 960. Brilliant. And we'll do the same thing for this guy. And this should work perfectly. Should, being the key word there. Gold dust we've got. Same thing, just fill this up, then the scroll bar unlocks, and we can take that up to 15. Update it, make sure it says 960. Brilliant. Chuck all that stuff in. Chuck these all in, and they're ready to go. So we'll wait before we use it, but what it should do is one order of one of these things should end up with 3,000 millibuckets in each of these. The only problem we're going to have is that these can't process 32 that quickly, which means there's going to be an odd amount going into this. And honestly, that is a problem. So I think I want to expand this to be 32 long. As silly as that sounds, that's kind of what I want to do. The washing and whatnot's going to be complicated as well. The alternative is that we don't let this guy export until, I don't know, until something else. You know what I mean? Until this guy's empty or something. Until something. Hey mate, yeah, of course you've shown up. What have you got? Ugh. Alright, so yeah. At the moment, it works in theory, but also not in theory. So this is almost done, which is pretty cool. We're about halfway done. That'll be fine. These should process perfectly fine. Either our option is that I expand this to be 64 long. This one, arguably the same. It's going to be a bit messy. It's just going to be messy, I think, regardless of what we do here. I think the better approach is to have it so that this guy doesn't start exporting until we're sure. Which sounds silly, but I know exactly what I want to do here. It's just a matter of doing it, I guess. I do have an idea. This guy here, active with a signal. Then we get an emitter from Applied Energistics. And we place this guy, hold on a cable here. So the cable's there. And I want the emitter to be there, right? And so he can apply the redstone at the moment. Emit level when levels are above or equal to limit. So what I'm wanting to do here is I want this to emit when we have... What was the amount that I said? 192,000. So 192,000. Yeah. I mean, that's not gonna work. But that's what we need. We need that, but like, yeah. Interesting. Okay, I know what to do. I know what to do. Let's see if we can do this somewhat quickly. Redstone card. Let's allow this to use redstone. These machines are a bit loud. I'm sorry. Can we search apply AE? No, it's mechanism, isn't it? Mechanism's responsible for this stuff. Let me mute all of these. And just, they can exist, but just a bit quieter. So yeah, these guys now require redstone. I'm going to say active with signal, as well as this guy active with signal. What we'll do is we are going to get redstone riders from this guy, from Integrated Dynamics. We're going to get the variable card. I'm not sure how much we need, how many variable cards we need, so I'll grab a few. We are going to need the logic programmer, most likely. Possibly even a variable store. Can I afford one? Yes, cool. I want to try and wrap this up quickly, and I think I can. Okay. I have faith that I can, but you're just going to have to bear with me real quick. Logic cables, and we are going to need a reader. We're going to want a fluid reader. Cool. So, here's the plan. Fluid reader here, cable here, cable here, cable here. Just for the sake of hooking this up, we'll do it like this. Cool. This is a cable. I don't want it to be a cable. What are you? Are you even a necessary cable? No. You're just a cable there for fun. Cool. That works. Redstone rider onto this guy. Redstone rider onto this guy. Hooked up with cables. Cool. We are going to want to take the fluid amount, which is hard to see. I think this is what the amount of fluid in millibuckets in the active tank. We're going to grab that. We're going to go into the logic programmer. I'm going to search integer. We're going to type in 192,000 because that's how many millibuckets we want. I'm going to click that. Cool. Then I think all I need to do is do an equals. This could get messy. Yeah, let's do an equals. No, I'm just thinking in terms... Yeah, this is fine. Let's do an equals. If the fluid in the tank is equal to 192,000, output redstone signal. It should be that simple. So we're going to duplicate this. There we go. We're going to place that in both of these. We're going to attach a variable store to hold the extra parts. And that should work now. It will output redstone signal to these, allowing him to extract. I'll have to change that for this guy just to empty him to begin with. Once this guy's 192,000. The problem comes into play when we order more than one thing at a time, which means I think I'm going to have a system that maybe lets the new system in, if that makes sense. In fact, that's not gonna pull all the stuff out at once. That's just gonna do one quick pulse, and then it will have less. I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board on this one. Yeah, we've got a problem to solve. We'll solve it hopefully in the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you're having fun. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. I don't really know what this episode's going to be called in terms of, I don't know, maybe sulfur. I guess that's what we sort of got started. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Yeah, mechanism. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you to our tier 3 channel members, Melizzy, Andre, and Final Phoenix 13. Thank you to the rest of our channel members. Thank you to our watchers. That means you at home. And hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.